Welcome to Hollywood as I live and work.
This is Alice Fuller to be exact, and this is Hollywood as I live and work. I know it's a personal perspective because it's me. So, we are here in the heart of Hollywood, Barnes & Noble bookstore at the Grove, and we're here at the book signing of Saving Our Daughters from a Man's Point of View, Volume 1. And this book features interviews with 6 leading African-American men from film, television, music, sports, including Grammy Award-winning artist and actor T.I., Sean Garrett, NFL star Deion Grant, Lamont Rucker, and Gary Sturgis. Gary Sturgis, hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to him in just a minute, and you might be able to see Nia Long over my shoulder here. We'll get an interview with her in just a moment. So, but all of these individuals talk about saving their daughters from a man's point of view. So in just a few, we will talk to Gary, we'll talk to Nia, and we'll hear words from them too. And if my camera guy will pan right over here and see some of the girls. These are the girls from Boys and Girls Club. And they're here to hear what Nia and Gary have to say because they're going to be on the panel. Y'all know Gary. Tyler Perry movies. Used to be the voice for UPN, right?
Yes, for 8 years. 8 years I was the dude telling y'all, coming up next on UPN, the Parkers, Moesha, half and half, one-on-one. I did that for 8 years, and nobody knew. So
I knew.
So you knew.
I knew because you told me last year.
Like last year when I told you last time I saw you.
Yeah, exactly. But today we are here in honor of this book, Saving Our Daughters.
Yes.
What is this book about?
Well, when Kurt B approached me about doing this book, he said, I want to do this book called Saving Our Daughters from a man's perspective. I said, well, okay, I don't have any daughters. I have sons. And he told me, he said, well, that's an important element too, because I want to talk to you about more your relationship with your mother, your relationship with your wife, and how you groom your sons to deal with young women. So I decided to participate in the book, and it's been an awesome experience. The book has a bunch of letters in it from fathers to their daughters, things that men, because men historically don't open up and be emotional. And there's a bunch of letters in the book from fathers to their daughters that are real touching, the things that they probably wanted to say or should have said, but never took the time to say. And in some letters, as I read the book, there's some letters in there that when you read them and you get toward the end of them, you realize that the daughters that they're writing them to aren't even on earth anymore. So a lot of these girls have been victims of a domestic abuse or accidents or things with men, and these are like fathers saying the things that they maybe should have said to them before. So I think it's a great opportunity for people to read something that makes you say, hey, when I have an opportunity to say something to my kid now while they're here and we're both here, you should take that opportunity to do that.
How important is it that this book comes from men with daughters?
That to me is says so much, because there's such a division between black men and black women because there's a lack of understanding. And there's a lack of acceptance of each other's journeys and experiences. And the first thing you have to do is understand, where did he come from? This is where I'm coming from. And when you really start to understand what you're afraid of and what you shy away from and what makes you insecure, and you understand that about him, then you guys can start a relationship. But if you don't get past that, that's why black men always say black women are difficult. We're a pain in the ass because we don't have an understanding of each other's journey. And once you get to that place, you really can have a beautiful relationship. So the fact that this is coming from men, not only is it giving them a perspective, but it's also saying, you know what? This is what we need. We want you to be good in these areas because as black men, that's what we're lacking from you.
Smell it.
You're welcome. Curtis Benjamin. Now, Curtis, what inspired this book?
First of all, a big shout out to Tyler Perry producer Roger Bob. I'm a big fan, huge fan of Tyler Perry films. I've seen every one of his plays, his movies, and when I started thinking about doing a book on saving our daughters, it actually was based on Daddy's Little Girls. And when I saw that movie with Idris Elba, I said, wow, this would be great if I can go ahead and do a book based, because I have daughters, 2 daughters at home. So I started doing dialogue then on writing letters, kind of interviewing different fathers and things that they've been through, good and bad, based on relationships with their daughters. Send a proposal out to Roger Bob to get his approval to utilize some of the actors like Gary Sturgis, Idris Elba, Boris Kojo for the books, and it was approved. So So I'm so blessed and happy with that. And like I said, I want to just shout out to Roger Bob for helping me with the book series, and it's been a blessing.
Now why letters? Because a letter is something personal. It's not like a typical memo. It's not like just a typical book. A letter is a personal.
And you just said it. It's something personal, and I want to be different. I want to really be different as an author, to get it personal from a father's perspective. That's why he said from a man's point of view. So the letters were really touching letters, and as men, sometimes we like to hide that. And it was hard for me to even tell you what happened to my daughter today. But the books has helped me express myself a little bit more. We don't do that as men. We don't express ourselves to women. And I think the book helps me, and also helps me heal when I talk with other fathers as well.
What do you think? Let's fast forward 10 years from now, and your daughter's reading this book. What do you hope she'll get from your work?
Basically, that her father really loves her. I think sometimes with, like I say, as dads, my father, there's certain things that I need to say to my daughter every day, and we need to, as men, to tell our daughters that we love them. And I think that's the reason why that relationship between men and women sometimes are broken, because as fathers, we don't tell our daughters we love them. We don't open the door for our daughters. We don't take them out, because we're running the streets. And I used to do that back in the day. Just didn't care. I'm at the club, where daddy at? He's partying. So I think the book has really brought me back down to earth on, how to actually treat my daughter. And even though the book says saving our daughters, it really helps young men how to be young men, boys to be young men. And that's the reason why we have men on the cover as well, to teach these boys that, oh man, I can treat a woman the right way.
Now, how can people find out more information?
Oh, they can go to barnesandnoble.com, or they can go to amanspointofview.org.
Amanspointofview.org, not .com, but .org.
.org, yeah, or barnesandnoble.com.
Any Facebook, Twitter, anything of that nature?
I'm trying to learn about Facebook. Everybody's mad at me now. I'm trying to learn Facebook, everybody. I'm trying to do it. It's going to be on Facebook.
It's going to be on Facebook. Okay, well, congratulations. Wonderful, wonderful book. And there's volume 1 and volume 2, right?
And volume 2 now, it's kind of deep. Volume 2 is really about my personal experience about interracism between light skin and dark skin.
Oh, that's deep.
Wait till you read the book. Ain't no joke.